What is going on, my fellow DigiDestin? It's your boy Dragon Hunter Zero today with yet another deck profile. Um, and it is Black Royal Knights. Really no surprise. This is one of my favorite Royal Knights, or my favorite Royal Knight, Alphamon, which this deck is subject to change, especially with the upcoming formats, BT 7, 8, and 9, seeing as though they revealed set 9 having Alphamon on the front, Record of X. I'll probably do a podcast about that a little later on, because we haven't seen anything, but I know it's going to be X antibody related, and I know Alphamon's going to be there, so crossing my fingers for Alphamon Okurin, or Ryukin. I think that's what it's called, or Ryukin mode. But that's one of my favorite, like I said, my favorite Royal Knight, one of my favorite Digimon altogether. So without further ado, let's get into this deck profile. And actually, within the coming weeks, I'll have another Royal Knight deck profile that I'm working on. I just haven't fully decided as to what I want the ratios to be yet. That's why I'm not bringing it up at this current moment. But on with the eggs. For Palgumon. Palgumon's inheritable. On deletion, reveal the top card of your deck, then add the card to your hand if it's black, which 9 times out of 10 you're gonna run into a black card. On to the rookies. I play 2 Agumon because he's blocker. I play 4 copies of Toy Agumon for reboot. 4 copies of Sunrizamon because while he's on the field, he gives anything with 13,000 DP or more piercing, and while he's in the security stack, or while he's in the Digivolution stack, or is inheritable, if they have 13,000 or more DP, he gives the Digimon security attack +1. And then this is the best security control option for black right now, Chikorimon. Granted, you don't really see this too often. I've maybe checked it in a total of 25 fights, maybe 11 times. But that's why I play him at 4. His effect and security: at the end of the battle, trigger D-Digivolve 1. And that's about it. You know, you just his security. Well, let's say Bond. So he would have swung with, like, let's say 3 security checks. Well, now you go back to 1 security check, I believe. Because, you know, Bond is the one that has the extra security attack. And Agumon would have the security attack if it was a Bond under him. Things of that nature. So just, nope. So yeah, I like Chikorimon. Like I said, it hasn't hit as often as I would like it to, but it still hits enough. Let's see. So that's all of the rookies. On to the champions. I play 1 Numemon because he's cost efficient. 4 Tankmon, again, Digivolution sufficient. You know, he's 6,000 DP, so he's pretty good to have on the field for swinging. 4 copies of Dark Tyrannomon because he's a blocker, and 2 copies of Mechanorimon, which he actually comes in clutch against like Rookie Rush and things of that nature, because as long as he blocks and survives, he unsuspends himself. So it's just, all right, well, jamming V, block, unsuspend, block, unsuspend, block, unsuspend. So there's a lot of, even though I know the intention for the decks isn't like Rookie Rush, it's a lot of Rookie Rush-esque decks out there right now. Gabu, Algu, regular Rookie Rush. Imperial Dramon has a bit of the Rookie Rush tech. And basically anything weaker than him, if he survives, suspend, 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 suspend. And it's a constant blocker. But I don't want to play him at more than 2. So that's it for our champions. On to our ultimates. I play 3 Gogmamon. Gogmamon kind of makes everything go live. Digiburst 1, your Digimon gains 2,000 for the turn. Well, for your turn, until the end of your opponent's turn, and then it's inheritable, the Digimon gains 1,000 DP. So having this under like Alphamon makes Alphamon 12,000 permanently, or if you use his effect, he'll be at 14,000 for at least 2 turns. And that'll make Sunrizamon live. That'll make You know, it basically just combos with Sunrezamon. It's really good. Then from there, I play 2 Warumanzemon because he's cost efficient. 2 copies of Volcanomon, and that's mainly because if your opponent has an unsuspended Digimon on the field, you get security attack +1, which is extremely helpful against certain matchups. And then I play the 1 copy of Megadramon. And that's because his inheritable makes anything a blocker. So if I have Craniumon out, and let's say for example I have Craniumon and Alphamon. Alphamon could be a blocker if he's if he's out. And then if I have Toy Agumon in the Digivolution stack as well, I can swing with Alphamon, get his effects to go off, unsuspend him during your turn, and still be able to block. So that's why I play him at 1. I see him often enough. I don't want to clutter the deck with 4. And like I said, I like especially Volcanomon. He comes in clutch. But mainly Gogmamon. And that is it for my ultimates. On to Megas. And let's not start off here. So for our Megas, I play 2 copies of Genkumon, which his ability is on Digivolution, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So that could be, let's say your opponent has a bunch of Agumon. You know, they typically cost 3 to bring out. You blow them all up. Or let's say your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost is, I don't know, Alphamon, Bond of Courage, Jesmon with no Sistermon out. He gets blown up. From there, I play 2 copies of Craniumon. He's a blocker, and he protects blockers because they can't be deleted by card effects. There is a loophole around that. Like if you reduce his or their DP to 0, you know, that's a game mechanic, so they gotta go, or they typically die. And then I play 3 Alphamon. Like I said, my favorite Royal Knight. This is subject to change because I'm not keeping this in this deck. This is definitely going in with X Antibody. I'm trying to max out, or I'm going to max out my X Antibody deck when all of that stuff drops. That's going to be my main focus. But yeah, Alphamon. Security, at the end of the battle, add this card to your hand. Then if you have a Digimon with Royal Knight or X Antibody in its type in play, up to 12 of your opponent's Digimon can't attack players for the turn. And when attacking, you may pay up to 5 memory. If you do, this Digimon gains 1,000 DP for each. So he can kind of pop off with Sunrezamon by himself. And at the end of the battle, you gain 2 memory, and that's only if he stays on the field. So if he survives the attack, so let's say you paid 5, let's say you had like 3 memory. Yeah, let's say you had 3 memory, you pay 5, in the battle, you gain 2. He stays on the field because he's 16,000. And there's nothing in security that blows it up. That's it for my Megas. Now on to other 2 that I play. I play 2 copies of Omnimon Zwart and 2 copies of Omnimon Zwart Defeat. Zwart Defeat, you know, in security, play this card without battling. Or play this card without battling and without paying its memory cost. On Digivolution, you delete a Tamer, and when he's deleted, you delete an opponent's Digimon. And Omnimon Zwart, he comes down, dish 3 cards from the top of your deck, bring out anything with 8 cost or less that's black or purple. And when he swings, you put the level 6 back into your hand, and he deletes an unsuspended Digimon. I'm thinking about actually reducing him to 1 because I really don't see him often enough, or the games don't typically go long enough for me to use his skill. So I'm thinking about putting him down to 1 and putting another Zwart Defeat in. I just haven't determined if I'm going to do that yet or not. But yeah, that's it for those. And then it's on to Tamers and Options, which I only play 2 Tamers in this deck, and that's Izzy and Joe. Izzy and Joe, at the start of your turn, if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon on the field, gain 2 memory. And on your opponent's turn, when your black Digimon is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer to draw 1 card. That pairs up with Pagumon relatively nicely because you get basically +2 for losing a Digimon. And then for our options, I play 2 Black Memory Boost and 2 Iron Fisted Onslaught. This is your Gaia Force for black. It's pretty hilarious because it's basically you know, a mass Gaia Force because it deletes everything with the highest DP. So if you, let's say for example, your opponent has 2 Jessamon on the field, you drop this, they both die. Or let's say, like I said, they have 2 one-hit your security. This gets played and they didn't play a delegate plan. Pop them. And then Black Memory Boost. Basically, on play or main effect, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a black Digimon, and then the delay ability of gaining 2 memory. And yeah, that is the end of my deck list for Royal Knights, Black Royal Knights, Alphamon. Like I said, I'll have another Black Royal Knights deck list out soon. I'm just trying to figure out the ratios to perfect it for how I want to play it, or for how I want it built. And I'll see how well it does in tournament, probably between this and next Sunday. So yeah, if you liked the deck profile, go ahead, leave a like, leave a comment. If there's any changes you would make, if there's anything that you know, any comments that you have on the build, let me know. Like I said, down in the comments below. Again, it's your boy Dragon Hunter Zero signing out.